Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss, and here now is the news for February 1st, 2019. As we previously reported, automated PhotoPass cameras are being introduced at select meet and greet locations at the Walt Disney World Resort. These automated cameras will take your picture instead of PhotoPass photographers. The camera will be positioned in the room to take photos throughout the duration of the interaction with the characters. The first one we have found was installed over at Town Square Theater at the Magic Kingdom, particularly in the meet and greet with Tinkerbell in Pixie Hollow. There's no word yet on when the cameras will go into use. Back in December, we reported on the guest experience teams that were to be stationed throughout the Magic Kingdom to assist guests with booking, modifying, and recovering FastPass Plus selections, navigating the often tricky My Disney Experience app, and deactivating or reactivating Magic Bands. As this was originally a test, the experience was only supposed to last from December 16th until mid-January, but it appears that the guest experience teams will remain in the park through the late spring. You can tell the guest experience team cast members apart because they're wearing blue shirts with guest experience team logos on them. They float around the park but could also be found stationed at the following locations until 11 p.m. daily. Main Street USA in the Castle Hub, where the tip board used to be, basically. Tomorrowland near Stitch's Great Escape, which doesn't exist anymore, but it's over there. Fantasyland along the Castle Wall near the Enchanted Tales with Belle attraction. In Frontierland across from the Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, Golden Oak Outpost side. Adventureland near the Jungle Cruise Skipper Canteen. These guys are actually super helpful. Guests seem to really like this, not having to go to guest relations to deal with a lot of that stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if that just sticks around permanently, and it's a good idea. Guests can now purchase a Mickey Mouse balloon popcorn bucket at the Magic Kingdom, and no, it's not the one over there, it's a new one. The bucket is $18 and features Mickey's signature ears with his pants on at the bottom. Good thing he has them on. The attached strap features Mickey Mouse glove hand clips that attach to the bucket, and as well there's a yellow shoe pattern on the band itself. The bucket was spotted at the popcorn kiosk near Cinderella Castle. If you've been following our weekly maintenance report at WDWNT.com, you know that the interactive Robo News and GCN phone booth in Tomorrowland have been broken for some time now. Upon visiting the Magic Kingdom this morning, we discovered that both are now missing. Here we see the small hole covered with plywood where the Robo News robot statue once stood, and if you put your hand, when it worked, if you put your hand over a spot, the robot would hawk newspapers via an audio track. The temporary cover leaves us hopeful that he will return soon, and that he is not a victim of the Tomorrowland overhaul currently ongoing. Of course, you may recall that the UFO facade was recently ripped off of the Monsters Inc. laugh floor. Meanwhile, the GCN phone booth has suffered the same fate, but the hole is much bigger. This phone had a number of audio cues activated by dialing the numbers on the device. In case you forgot, here are some photos to refresh your memory of the props that were introduced back in 1994. New Tomorrowland. We, of course, are hoping these are fixed. They're really cool, fun little props that add to the story of the land. But either way, we're happy to see Tomorrowland getting the attention it needs. Due to construction on the new overpass, the intersection of Osceola Parkway and Victory Way will be closed Sunday nights through Thursday nights from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. These closures are scheduled to begin on February 10th. As a result, drivers will not be able to turn left onto Victory Way or turn left onto Osceola Parkway. The area will continue to be impacted by construction for the next 6 to 8 weeks. However, entrances and exits for Disney's Hollywood Studios will remain open. You may recall those opened just a few months ago. Do you want a sneak peek at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Well, you can find out how Batuu is taking shape and just what it takes to create a planet. As a construction manager at Walt Disney Imagineering for the last 10 years, Christina Dewberry is taking us behind the scenes on one of the coolest jobs in the galaxy in the latest Every Role is a Starring Role piece released by Disney. You can see the full video at WDWNT.com. If you prefer to read about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, publishers are providing us with a literary step into the new land of Batuu, with new books, comics, and fables surrounding the fringes of wild space. These new books and comics intersect with the Star Wars characters we know and love, as well as the inhabitants of the far-flung world of Batuu. Marvel Star Wars Galaxy's Edge miniseries is written by Ethan Sachs with art by Will Sliney. Issue 1 will be available April 24, 2019. Synopsis is Black Spire Outpost has been long frequented by smugglers, merchants, and travelers from every corner of the galaxy looking to make their score on the infamous black market or experience the exotic thrills the remote world of Batuu alone has to offer. Aliens like the infamous Doc Ondar, a proprietor of rare and one-of-a-kind antiques and antiquities, thrive on the unique opportunities which abound on the lawless outpost at the very edge of wild space in this all-new miniseries from Marvel writer Ethan Sachs and artist Will Sliney. Journey to Batuu will be a 5-issue series that will take place before the events of Star Wars A New Hope and feature Han Solo and Chewbacca. Meanwhile, there's a Crash of Fate from Disney Lucasfilm Press, written by Zoraida Cordova. That'll be available August 6, 2019, so probably after the land opens in Disneyland. In this young adult novel, Izzy and Jules were best friends until Izzy's family abruptly left Batuu when she was 6. Now she's back, and Jules, the boy who never left, is unsure what to make of her. While on the run from vengeful smugglers and an angry pirate, the two friends will come to terms with who they are and what they mean to each other. There's also Star Wars Myths and Fables from Disney Lucasfilm Press, written by George Mann and illustrated by Grant Griffin. That'll be available on August 6, 2019. In this middle grade novel, here are the thrilling space tales, fables, and myths that are told in a galaxy far, far away. The book features 2 stories that take place on the remote outer rim world of Batuu. I'm sensing a theme here. Plus many other untold tales from the edge of the galaxy. Lushly illustrated in a style that pays homage to the real-world children's classics. There's also Black Spire by Del Rey, which is written by Delilah Dawson. That'll be available on September 3rd of this year. In this novel, a prequel to the Disney Parks experience directly, General Leia Organa dispatches her top spy to Batuu in a desperate search for resistance allies. Even more books and titles will be released in the coming months, including a Galaxy's Edge kids comic and an official Galaxy's Edge cookbook. How about that? Featuring some of the exotic cuisine featured for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, as well as dishes drawn from the saga's history. And it'll be written for home cooks of all ages and skill levels by Chelsea Monroe Castle, New York Times bestselling author of A Feast of Ice and Fire, the official Game of Thrones cookbook, and the World of Warcraft cookbook with Mark Sumerak. One of the books already released, Star Wars Pirates Price by Lou Anders, already is giving us details about Batuu and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It follows Han Solo and Chewbacca and their adventures in the Millennium Falcon, along with the pirate Hondo Ohnaka. Sorry, I've never heard his last name before. Hondo Ohnaka, I hope that's right. In it, even more details on the planet of Batuu are revealed. In the novel, the space scoundrels visit Oga's Cantina, which will, of course, be the watering hole in Galaxy's Edge. Here, scenes are described just as they will appear to guests in the land. You'll be able to sample Galaxy's Edge ale as well, poured from a tap made of old, worn-out technology and parts like droid arms and even an antique lightsaber hilt. It sounds pretty neat. Other drinks will include the Fuzzy Tauntaun and the Carbon Freeze. Both are mentioned in the novel. Other foods mentioned in the novel include Sarlacc juice, Blue Bantha buttermilk biscuits, Blue Bespin breakfast bars, Blue Puff cubes. Oh, what a blue. Is this Pandora or Batuu? I don't know. Bantha butter pancakes and Glow Blue noodles. DJ Rex, of course, the repurposed RX-24 from Star Tours is briefly mentioned, while we learn that Ohnaka runs a company called the Ohnaka Transport Solutions, a front for a smuggling operation that sounds like it may appear in Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So that's a lot of cool stuff already being dropped, and of course those other books we already just told you are coming out soon. I'm sure we'll drop even more information on the road to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And of course, keep it right here at WDWNT for more information. Everything we learn, we're going to drop your way on this road to the opening of probably the most anticipated theme park land in history. Beaches and Cream Soda Shop at Disney's Beach Club Resort will be undergoing a lengthy 3-month refurbishment beginning in early August. During the closure, there will be a temporary location at Disney's Beach Club Resort available to offer guests their ice cream fix. Unfortunately, during the closure, the walk-up window will be closed as well. The reason for the refurbishment is to improve the pre-existing layout of the eatery. Let's hope they can manage to fit a few more seats in there while they're at it and hopefully keep the original charm. Love that interior. During the 3-month refurbishment, the arcade located next door will also be closed. Beaches and Cream Soda Shop, along with their monstrous milkshakes, delicious sandwiches, and more, will reopen towards the end of 2019. We would assume, since the arcade is closed, that they are going to move some seating into there, expand it finally so more people can eat at Beaches and Cream. That would be really great. But let's hope they don't destroy too much of what we know and love of that restaurant. On Tuesday afternoon, a Southern California man in his 20s climbed off of Space Mountain in Disneyland while the attraction was still in motion. According to the Orange County Register, Anaheim police responded to a medical aid call at the park. Initial reports indicated that the man had fallen out of the ride, but that turned out to not be the case, said Anaheim Police Sergeant Darren Wyatt. Quote, he didn't fall out, Wyatt said. He had to maneuver himself around the safety mechanism. The man, who has cognitive disabilities, climbed out of the moving train in the dark during a slower portion of the ride as the coaster was making its initial climb, Wyatt said. Disneyland attraction operators stopped the coaster once they realized the man was not on the ride and located him. Anaheim police did not have the man's name or age because there was no injury and no police report was filed. According to Disneyland officials, Space Mountain would remain closed while investigators inspected the ride. According to them, the ride vehicle's lap bar restraint remained engaged throughout the ride. The man simply, quote-unquote, used force to maneuver his way out of the vehicle. On Friday afternoon, the ride reopened to guests unchanged. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is opening this fall at Disney's Hollywood Studios and is still yet to be announced for Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California, despite being all but confirmed at this point. But a third version of the ride is likely already approved for Disneyland Paris. In addition, the original park in Paris will reportedly be adding another large attraction just months after that to keep the momentum going. If all goes according to plan, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will be opening up in Fantasyland between the It's a Small World and Star Tours attractions, just on the edge of the two lands. We have detailed the ride scenes, the vehicles, and more for this attraction already in the lead up to the first version opening at Hollywood Studios. You can find all that on our website. The Paris version will likely be built and open around the same time as the Anaheim counterpart in 2021 or 22. Of course, all this rumored at this point. As for the other e-ticket attraction that will follow it, it sounds like something is coming to Adventureland in Paris. Rumors claim it could be a more intricate Indiana Jones ride than the existing roller coaster already in the park, or perhaps something themed to the live-action Jungle Book like the rumored attraction for Epcot's India Pavilion. But only time will tell what makes it off the drawing board and into the park. Of course, Disney has yet to announce the significant investment in the original Paris park, but of course, they have already announced a multi-billion-dollar expansion of Walt Disney Studios Paris, which is about to get underway. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available, but do keep in mind all of this remains in the realm of rumor for now. Not in the realm of rumor in Paris, though, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith will close officially on September 2nd, 2019. This, of course, to make way for the Iron Man-themed overlay of the attraction. First announced at the D23 Expo Japan, the attraction will be totally reimagined as a high-speed, hyper-kinetic adventure in which guests will team up with Iron Man and their favorite Avengers. The Walt Disney Studios Park attraction opened on March 16, 2002 with the park as the second installation of the ride, of course behind the 1999 opening of the original at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Guests will have until September 1st to take that last ride with Steven Tyler over there in Paris, but of course the ride will remain in Florida. The Electroland Music Festival at Disneyland Paris has revealed that the theme for 2019 will be jungle. It's going to be a jungle theme. The event takes place July 5th through the 7th at Walt Disney Studios Park. The announced theme fits right into the Lion King and Jungle Festival, which we told you about on the show a couple weeks ago. That's taking place, of course, June 30th through September 22nd. Growing in popularity, the music festival will be going into its third year at Disneyland Paris. The festival is described as 100% dance electro experience with an exceptional lineup of world-renowned DJs and producers. The 2019 edition of the festival is said to include more music, attractions, projections, and fireworks. However, the 2019 lineup has yet to be released. For more on this story and more, of course, head on over to WDWNT.com. And if you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video and subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.